going on, my dudes? Thanks for hanging out and drinking with two dudes and a mic. I am your host, Mike, and as always, I'm sitting across from my favorite dude, Gus. What is going on today on International Beer Day?
I'm good, man. We got good guests in the studio.
We do.
We've got Kayla coming back.
Yes.
K-Bibs.
Yeah, I can't believe it. This is what, three?
This will be your third show.
Third in a row.
Yeah.
And also somewhat slightly drunk to my left now in studio. We have author, which Drew, you have her book
I
in
do.
studio.
Yep.
You Taste Like Whiskey and Sunshine is right over there. And she's also a radio host and a resiliency and mental toughness specialist. Kim Love, how are you doing?
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for getting me
Drunk?
Yeah, thanks.
I think we're all kind of
Yeah.
a little bit drunk because we did the live cast for Beer Day
Yeah.
before all this happened. So I don't even know how many we had, but we still have a lot more to go. So we got to crack some of these open.
I don't think we're making it through all these tonight.
Oh, no, we are.
No, we're switching back to
yeah.
yeah.
We're in trouble.
Right? It's a drinking show. You can't not drink the beer on the table. All right, so here we go. So the way we do things here, we do some shots right at the beginning. So
Okay.
we're drinking this disgusting cough syrup. It's Buckley's, what is it? Buckley's Cherry Smirnoff?
Oh, it's seriously Buckley's?
It's,
No,
you know what?
it's-
It's not
it's-
that bad, actually.
it's not that bad.
It's actually really smooth, but I like the grapefruit better. So all the dudes listening, male, female, here we go, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's not that bad. And then that's followed up by our beer cracks. So I've got in front of me, I have Lowenbrow, Guinness Blonde, and the coffee stout from the show. So I'm going to be drinking those. Oh, and the Kozel. Oh, no, you wanted Kozel.
I'll take that one, yeah.
All right, you take that one. Do you guys have drinks?
Oh, yeah, we
'Cause
got banana bread.
That's the rule. You can't have an empty glass here.
Okay, we got lots going on.
So you're going to sign this book after?
Yeah, of course.
So what kind of brought you onto writing this?
Well, the whole point of kind of writing the story was that, I wanted to bring light to abuse and domestic violence. So that was kind of what brought me to write the book. And then, actually, I got a lot of flack from my mother. I'm not gonna lie. She's always like, "Don't air your dirty laundry," But
Fair.
I feel like it's an important message, and I wanted to not only impart that message, but to let other people know that there's an other side to that as well. I've accomplished a lot in my life, and I think that it gives people a different perspective of, yes, you can go through a lot of shit, but you can also recover and be a badass after. So, yeah.
And the cover, I like the cover.
Yes.
Did you design that?
Nope. I have a graphic designer that does all my book covers, but the title is all mine.
How did you come up with that?
I dated a boy who liked whiskey.
Oh,
But it was-
oh.
You know what I mean? There's a story
Uh-oh.
behind that. You taste like sunshine, whiskey and sunshine. So that's kind of,
Gus
Where
has
that
some
title-
whiskeys over there.
yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of whiskey up there.
Yeah, whiskey's my drink for sure.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. But you're drinking banana bread and land shark.
Because it's beer day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
You can still drink whiskey, though,
Yeah, I can drink a lot of things.
I suppose.
Like,
I mean, we.
this whole table is just like, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose there's a lot of beer on the table too. So with the book, have you ever done a book tour on that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I published a book about 3 years ago. So I went on a tour from Ontario to BC. I was actually supposed to do a tour in 2020, but, the world fell apart and it got
yeah.
canceled. So
Yeah.
that I was supposed to do that in the U.S. But, so I've done a tour, and I was actually offered my radio show because of the published book. So, everything kind of blew up after that.
We're the
definitely.
craziest fans.
Ontario, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man, I get some fans. They email me, which seems to be they won't contact me on Facebook. They get me on email, which is super weird. But I definitely anticipate I'll either be locked up in somebody's basement soon, or someone's gonna wear my skin, or that's kind of the fans I
Ontario?
get. Yes. And
No.
oh yeah, it's hardcore. So it's.
Yet you freely walked into the studio today.
Yeah. Well.
Just random with two dudes.
There's another girl here. So.
Yeah, but did you even know she was going to be here?
Yeah. he told
Actually,
me,
I did
yeah.
text you that. Yeah.
Somebody told me so.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
me.
My wife's
But-
upstairs, and I mean,
But she didn't know.
You have a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
I'm sure
There's
you'd
a
have my
female
back.
dog.
Your wife could be crazy too.
I suppose. But
There's
no-
a lot
no-
of crazy in Ontario.
And there's
Yeah.
the freezer right out the door.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
That's full.
yeah, I definitely get some weird shit sent to
Our
me.
last
so.
guest is in there. But 2020, yeah, obviously
Yeah.
kind of fucked your plans.
A little bit.
But what was the plan originally? Like, what were you going to do? You were going to go on a book tour with this one?
Yeah, it was gonna be a book tour / speaking engagement. So that was the goal. I had like Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and it was gonna be like speaking events. So it was like, you know, the book was gonna be there, but it was more talking to people,
About the book?
not just about the book, but about like empowering females.
Okay. So you do both. So you have the book and then you also do speaking engagements. Yeah.
Yes.
And what do you kind of talk about in those?
I guess the idea is how to overcome struggles, you know, which is what the book is about, and then, you know, not just overcoming struggles, but living your dreams. Which, you know, I can't. A lot of females contact me and they're like, you know, I've gone through this and I don't know how to get out of that. So the goal is to always, you know, kind of empower a female to not only, you know, get beyond what's happened in the past, but also to do things in the future.
That's a big movement, though. Current. I see it like all over Facebook, all
yes.
over Instagram. Like everyone's, you know, why are females knocking each other down? Because
Yes.
dudes have never done that really. I mean, maybe
You guys
maybe when
always
you're
have
young.
your backs, right?
When you're young, maybe.
If we know, yeah.
You're like, oh,
Not anymore.
why are you wearing a silk shirt and jogging pants, you dork? Like that's about it.
We knock each other down physically, and then we
Yeah.
then we help each other back up and have a beer.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then knock them down again because you're drunk. You're like, no, it doesn't hurt. Yeah. No, but that's a big movement though. So
Yeah.
like you have a lot of engagements that you do on those.
Yeah, I mean, I love, you know, women are always contacting me, and it's you know, they feel my story is very relatable because of the fact that, like, especially that whole Me Too movement. Like,
Yeah.
one thing we experienced was that there's a ton of women that have gone through exactly the same thing, and that's the idea, is to always keep talking about issues that come up, right?
I mean, you're not going to make progress if you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So kind of hand in hand.
It took a long time though to start talking about it. I think that's the
hard.
problem, is that
Yeah.
it takes so long to
Sensitive,
talk.
right? Because it's nobody's going to think the same way, so it's really hard to have a coherent conversation with people. How long you been doing this speaking stuff?
Just about a year and a half now, so not
Oh,
very long.
so not long. And what about the radio show?
The radio show has been almost 3 years now, maybe 2.5. But yeah, so not very long. And to be honest, it was not something I anticipated doing it because I'm an introvert. So the idea of actually going out and talking to people was not something I wanted to do at all, because it's just, it makes me uncomfortable. But I love it. You know, now that I'm actually in it, I love it. So
I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because you're describing this man
So
to a T.
I'm most of my life I'm an introvert. Once I get on the microphone, I loosen up a little bit, get a couple beers in me, and I can talk.
yeah.
But
Is that why you wanted to do a drinking show?
Yeah.
I mean,
You get loosened
yeah,
up.
I mean that was part of it. Yeah.
So now, what are you on? You're on Impact Radio USA.
Yes.
And you've been there for 3 years? Mm-hmm. And you like it?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you know, my show got moved to iTunes, so it's kind of easily accessible everywhere. And yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't know.
Like,
It's
what do
weird.
what do you normally talk about? Just a range of topics, or you
It
have
is a
guests
range
on?
of topics, but it's always kind of around the idea that we're trying to make people's lives better. So I had, like, you know, I don't know if you heard of Nicole Arbor, you know,
Yep.
the comedian. She was on there. So it's always about, you know, getting experts, coaches. I've had a few celebrities on there. So the idea is that they're on there to tell their journey of how they started and how they became successful. So the idea is to always continue to inspire people. So it's always a mix of different topics, but the general idea is to inspire others.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you feel like most of your audience is females then, or do you also have males?
My demographic is 85% females for
Okay.
sure, but
Yeah.
I've been shocked how many men will also contact me and say, I think they like the sex shows though. I've had a couple of
No.
sex experts on there, and they're
No.
like, "Yeah, can you talk to my girlfriend?" Like, you know, so
Why haven't
Yeah.
we done that? Why don't we have a sex expert on our show? That would be our highest rated show ever.
yeah, people like talking about sex for sure.
So you're doing a radio show, you're an author, and what else are you doing? You're a pilot
Yes,
and a kickboxer?
yes.
Like what else do you have?
Well, I just like trying new things is the thing. I also started knife throwing
What?
recently. Yeah. Yeah, so I actually, there's like, she's called the Blade Lady on Facebook. So I started following her, and she does knife throwing videos. So I went on Amazon, I got me some knives, and so I'm in my backyard.
I've
I'm
tried throwing
praying a
axes
knife for it.
before, and I don't know what it is. I can't. I throw the axe and it bounces and like tries to
Comes
stick
at
in
your
me.
face.
Yeah. It's the worst thing ever. Have you done it?
There may or may not be throwing knives upstairs.
What are we gonna throw them at the dartboard? What are we gonna do?
Let's do it right
Throw
now.
them at each other?
Just like
Just
throw them at the
asking.
projector
He
screen.
asks his wife to stand right
Like, what are
there.
we
Don't
do-
worry.
Oh, don't worry. I got throwing knives
I
upstairs.
got
For
good
what?
accuracy.
For what? We'll throw them at the wall.
You never know
Okay.
when you run out of bullets.
I mean, there's trees outside. Just throw them at just a
Your
random tree.
neighbors.
Have you been axe throwing?
I've never been. No, I've seen it. That axe place, the Bad Axe or
Bad
whatever.
Axe, yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested. I want to go.
It's
But
fun.
like, how long can you throw an axe for?
I don't know. I don't remember how long we went. I think you rented for like an hour.
I feel like I'd throw 2 or 3 axes, and I'd be like,
That's about it.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I get it.
yeah.
That's it. And it's not like they serve alcohol. So what are you gonna
Oh,
do? You
yeah.
just sit there and like drink cream
That'd be
soda?
dangerous.
I heard
Yeah,
they were.
got some stuff.
Yeah, I heard they were looking for a liquor license. I don't know if they got it.
That is such a bad idea.
Well, no, they
Yeah.
they have like super stringent rules, like 1 drink per person per hour, and then like you can only have 2 drinks total for the entire time you're there.
Anyway, have you been axe throwing?
No.
What do you say it like that?
No, I've done other things, but I haven't been axe throwing. I mean, I've thrown an axe,
Like,
but not
At
like.
somebody.
like wait,
Either
explain
axe or
No,
where?
like, you know when like you're going camping and you have like an axe and you're just like, oh, let's just chuck this.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah. So I've been like,
I-
No,
He's like, what?
no.
oh, okay, well.
just
I
like
got it.
somebody's walking by, and I'm gonna throw an axe.
Because the problem with axe throwing is if you miss, like you
Just-
you
just say,
fuck
"Watch
somebody's
out."
life really hard.
Just watch out.
What do you yell? Not for. What do you yell?
Axe.
Axe. Yeah.
Ace. Like Jesus. Have you done it in a place, like an actual place?
Yep.
Yeah.
In BC.
Are you
though.
good? Can you stick it in the wall?
Yeah. I've
Fucking
yeah,
hell,
for
I
sure.
can't.
It doesn't come at me either, so I don't know. You might want to stay there for longer than 20 minutes.
Well, he was talking to me and he's like, "Oh, put like your hand placement different on the
Yeah.
axe or something, and like,
You have, like,
or
you-
try one-handed." Then there's like different size axes and different weights. So I was like, "What the hell?" They
Like-
all just bounced off.
Yeah,
We gotta go one time.
we should. We'll
We'll
do
go.
a Mike Does Live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go. You're coming.
Okay.
We'll get a whole bunch of people and we'll do it. Axe throwing.
We'll just drink the beer beforehand.
Yeah.
What,
No, after.
Yeah.
Oh,
after.
I'm sure nothing
Jesus.
bad will happen.
Sorry.
She wants to take my place
You're
on
gonna
this
kill-
thing,
you're,
man.
you're gonna kill us all.
Jesus Christ. We'll give her the rubber ones. She won't even know. Just give her a rubber axe. So what else? Okay, so kickboxing.
Yes.
You beat the shit out of people too?
Yes. I
We
like
had
it.
Chuck Mady on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually know Chuck. He was, I mean, he goes to the club I used to go at.
Okay.
That's where I started, maybe, so.
Getting in a ring and letting somebody, well, I mean, not letting somebody punch you, but like kickboxing or fighting in any way, like that's brutal. Like, like you
But
have,
that's what I'm saying. It's deceiving.
you have to be kind of badass, and like you have to have some.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, like you have to have some balls to get in that ring. Like you have to.
Well,
like,
or the lack of balls.
I mean,
Yes.
you have to have some. You need some fortitude.
Guts.
Yeah.
You need guts. I would
Yeah,
say
you need
guts.
some guts to
Yeah.
get in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a fight before then?
I haven't had, like,
Or
a
a match or
professional.
whatever?
No, but I've sparred against, like, 250-pound men.
But
in a
that's the
boxing ring.
funnest.
Yeah.
Like sparring is the best.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kyle Prepelek actually used to be my trainer for a while. He's one of the UFC guys that just got in there, and I've actually like sparred a few times with like TJ and Tony, and they're
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And Kyle actually taught me a pretty sweet spinning back fist.
Wait, spinny back fist.
Yeah.
Like martial arts stuff? Mm-hmm. What?
Yes.
Do it. That's like a roundhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
You
kicked
want
his
to try
ass.
it right now?
No. Fuck. Why does everybody want to hit me?
Oh.
I mean,
You're an easy target.
it's obvious.
I'm a nice guy. Everyone's like, "Oh, punch Mike in the face." Yeah, I'll continue your podcast if Mike gets fucking killed. Jesus. Did you kick that guy's ass? Not mine, but his.
Well, I mean, he's a UFC fighter, so.
So yeah.
He's. Oh yes, of course. Yes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talented guys in the city, which is amazing for Windsor. But yeah, I've grown a lot in the kickboxing industry just because of the people I've trained with. So yeah.
I never realized how big it was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's several gyms. There's a lot of fighters. We've got like pro female fighters that have come out of
Yeah,
Windsor. We've
Randa.
got, yeah.
Yeah,
we've
Randa
got-
We did?
was
Who?
also- yeah, Randa Marcos.
Yeah.
She's
Oh.
a
Yeah, she's
female.
huge.
Yeah, she's
she
huge.
I
went
don't
to
watch
UFC
fighting,
as well.
man.
Come on.
I don't want. I don't watch fighting ever.
No,
Ever. I just don't. I don't know.
You'd be
That's
like
not on me.
flinching as like they're throwing punches.
No, because everyone wants to hit me. So when I watch it, I'm like, oh, fuck that.
Fuck this.
I'm not gonna watch this.
We've had UFC fighters out of Windsor or Essex County for like since like UFC 11.
Yeah.
Like Dave Beneteau back in the day.
Because we're across from Detroit.
It's because we're Canadian. And we're
We gotta be aggressive. So what? We go in and we're just like, hey, sorry, hey, we're gonna go hit you there. Sorry, I'm gonna hit you on the right side of your face there. I'm sorry. Sorry. Here's a towel there, eh? Like, what does it mean we're Canadian? Canadians are known for fighting.
we're known for being tough.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Every province but Alberta, probably.
Insulted.
Look at our hockey players. You know, they're getting their teeth
True.
knocked out, and
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
we're badass.
And did
Come
you
on.
watch
fair.
that
Come on.
Flames game?
No.
Which one?
Well, that's unfortunate for you.
Oh, one of the 417 played every year.
But no, it's true.
We
Like
just made we made record history today,
For
or not today, but the other day.
what?
for playing hockey.
We
during
won
COVID.
like a game somewhere that's never been won in like years.
Does that
I
count though
don't know.
during like
Yeah,
during
it
COVID?
counts. It counts.
I mean,
and anything counts at this point.
yeah, I suppose like
You
you
know,
can watch
need some
sports.
help.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. My brother woke up and he's texting me. He's like, oh, the Leafs are playing. Leafs are playing. I'm like, is there a crowd? He's like, no, there's no crowd.
No.
So, like,
I heard that
You
the other
just-
day. So somebody was like,
do they simulate crowd noise when you watch it?
I think they got those cutouts in the audience.
I was gonna say-
yeah. like Weekend at Bernie's guy. Did you see that?
yeah, of course.
2020
Weekend at Bernie's.
2020 is EA Sports 95 graphics.
Is it really?
Well, it's just because you got all
Cardboard people?
like all the same people and cardboard people, and they're not motionless. And
Shut up. No, they are not. I'm Googling this
it's
right
literally like cardboard cutouts.
now. No way.
Yeah.
So, what am I Googling? Is the NHL using cardboard spectators? With cardboard spectators and fake cheers, sports
Yeah.
leagues aim to make games
Awesome.
normal during the pandemic.
Normal.
This is unbelievable. Look at
Like,
this.
how do you get excited with no audience?
Look at
They're
that.
used to an audience.
Yeah. Is
Like,
Bernie
what
in
the
there?
fuck?
People send in photos to like
No, that's CBC. So I think they did like a news, I don't know, article or something.
no, but like who are the people in the
They're
stands?
called crowdies.
Oh,
Rowdies.
how embarrassing.
Crowdies.
They should be more creative with it. Where like Weekend at Bernie's. You know what I mean? Like get some legends out in the scene.
Yeah, like start
They
something
should.
like
Like
comedy.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like fucking
Just
something.
put random people. Where's Waldo? Just throw him somewhere in the.
That would be
Waldo.
that's
like-
awesome. Yeah,
right?
that would
Put some
be
effort
awesome.
into it.
Just throw Waldo randomly in the crowd,
If you're gonna do stupid shit,
and then
like,
give away something. Like, oh, you get a Leafs jersey if you find Waldo.
can
first
find them.
first person to call in to
Or text or
notice,
whatever.
like
Yeah. I did want to ask you because you also do ghostwriting.
Yes.
So how long have you been doing that? What kind of got you into that?
Oh God. 20 years.
Holy.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started with writing. Was that straight out of university, I went for so I have a whole arts background, and when you go into the writing industry, you kind of have to build a portfolio before anyone kind of respects you as a writer. So that's kind of how I started in the industry, was to start booking people, and I've probably written close to 100 books now.
Whoa.
Yeah,
God.
just for people who, want to write a book, but they either don't have the skill or they don't know how to do it or whatever. They don't have the time.
Yeah.
Is most often the case. And so yeah, I'll write a book for them. They'll publish it under their own name, and that's what ghostwriting is. So, yeah.
What's your favorite one to write? Like your favorite genre?
Thriller. I like the crime stories. I'm actually just releasing one of my own this year that's serial killer stuff. That's what I like the most, is kind of getting in the mind of a serial killer and then hunting that killer down.
So how do you okay, so when you're writing this book, are you done it?
Yes.
You're done.
Yep.
So how do you start it? Like, do you think of what does the killer think, or what does the bad guy think? What does the good guy think? How do you start that process?
Like, how do I start a book?
Like that one in particular, like a thriller.
Well, I mean, I've always been a really big fan of the cop shows, right? Like Law and Order and that sort
Yeah.
of thing. So you kind of already have a basis right there. But for me, the ideas just come. I'm a big driver. Like if I have writer's block, I always go for a long drive, and that's kind of how the ideas come to me. But usually how you start is research. It's a lot of research. You can't just sit there and write about cops and killers and stuff without doing a lot of research. So probably the first 3 months of a book is just getting into it. And I always like to base my killers off of people who are, you know, actually in history for killing. Like there's the Toy Box Killer and there's like Ted Bundy and all that stuff. And so I kind of like to base off of what's already in history. So that's the thing. That's the, I guess, the basis of starting is make sure you know actually know cop talk and you know what does it mean to be a killer and the mindset behind that. And of course we all know it's usually based from childhood and the things that happen to them and who they become as adults. So yeah, research is the first goal to getting the book started.
I think that's my favorite genre of movie. I don't read books. Sorry. Like I don't like words. I don't like words. It's too much. It's too much up here. So I'd rather. This guy read your book though.
Yeah.
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 Audiobooks, so you can
Listen
just
to
like
shit.
listen to it.
That's true. That's true.
I like reading. I'm more of a graphic novel fan, but I read books from time to
I
time.
mean, comic books.
Graphic novels.
Graphic novel? Comic book.
Comic books, yeah.
Would you ever read a comic book?
No. No.
It's a different genre though. Like it's a different world. It's not the
Yeah.
same as writing a novel. Like you have to like it has to be like intertwined with the graphics, with the drawings.
Yeah, like the graphics is the bigger part of the picture,
Exactly.
not necessarily.
But not
the
one
book.
can lack.
No,
No.
They have to
Yeah.
be
They both
have-
on par.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our next guest is actually comic book owner, store owner.
Comic book store owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy knows comics like the back of his hand. So there, you're going to
Yeah.
be great for you.
I'm looking forward.
I just won't even show up. I'll just sit over there throwing knives at the wall. What do you like more? Do you like ghostwriting more or authoring more?
Authoring, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many have you done?
Of my own, I've done You Taste Like Whiskey and Sunshine, and then I did a fantasy novel, and there's gonna be 3 more coming out this year. So,
Do you want to tell us what those are?
well, it's gonna be a second. I wrote a fantasy novel called Divine Vengeance, and it was a series. So there's gonna be a second one to that. There's also gonna be another nonfiction like this one, but based off of relationships, and then it's gonna be the serial killer one. And I actually have a producer in Hollywood looking at the screenplay for the
Done.
serial killer.
When that movie comes out, I will watch it.
Yeah, I'll let you know how
Or-
that works out. But
or
I'm
Gus.
pretty excited about that.
If you buy the book, I'll come over here every night. You just read it to me. I'll just lay on the couch. You just read the book to me.
We'll do a screening down here. We'll watch it in the studio.
Sounds like a bromance.
I just don't like reading. I don't know. I never really did. I never really enjoyed it. Whatever. If you could write any book, what would you be writing? Like, considering all the ones you've done, what would you be writing now?
I would probably focus more on like crime thrillers. I just love that. I just love the relationship between the bad guy and the good guy, and how, you know, if you look at any good crime story, the cop isn't that far off from the bad guy, and it's almost like, you know, you can't catch a bad guy until you can get in the mind of a bad guy. So they're very closely related, and that relationship between, you know, that cop and the serial killer, you know, if you see any good story, you'll see that you know, the cop, the way his mind works isn't that far off with the bad guy, and you kind of see that they're almost the same person.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. Along Came
Yeah.
a Spider is probably one of my favorite
Yeah,
thrillers.
or Killing Eve.
Oh yeah.
I've never
yeah.
seen that.
Oh
No,
my
that's a
God,
good.
that's a
That's an
badass
awesome
show.
one. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
It's
seen.
a
How old
female
is
killer.
it?
It's
Many years.
yeah. It's been maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's new.
It's newish. It's
Yes.
on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and it's a female serial killer,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit different.
Which is definitely more rare.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is like I agree with like you have to. It's almost like a serial killer is a police officer without morals.
Yes.
Don't you feel like sometimes they think that they have morals in doing what they're doing, a serial killer?
I think they're
I think
more.
that's the problem.
Well,
No,
if you
I-
think
In
about
their,
Dexter,
in their own mind.
They justify it in their own head.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
I think it's more sociopathic. I think there's just like a disassociation with the.
You don't think they can correlate the two?
I don't think they care. Like whereas like if I killed somebody, no matter how much I disliked that person, I would still feel remorse. I would feel bad. But like a person who
No
like
empathy.
a serial killer,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
no
don't.
empathy, no.
Yeah.
There's
they
no
literally
remorse.
don't feel.
But isn't that
So-
kind of like what she's saying? That's a justification in your head? That what you're doing
I
is
don't-
either
I don't
right
think-
or there is no wrong to it?
There is no wrong. It's like whatever I feel like doing.
Yeah.
Well, they don't, because serial killers have no empathy, they don't see that what they're doing is necessarily wrong. So they're just they're acting out, you know, Well, it's almost like a science experiment to them. Like, heard serial killers literally say, like, I just wanted to see what it would be like for her to bleed. So it's almost like they want to see something happen. So they're killing and they're kind of observing, and to them it's just like there's no emotion and there's no feeling behind it. So it doesn't bother them to do these things. But that's the thing, they're looking at it. Well, one kid pushed his little sister down the stairs just to see how she would tumble. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they're trying to work out what things mean, yet they don't get that that's actually hurting someone, or, you know, and they don't care that she feels pain, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you think, like, the reason that they're running away is only because they know by law they're doing something wrong?
Yeah. And I mean, it goes the other way too, though. Like, how many serial killers want to be infamous, right?
That's
like
true.
the Zodiac.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally saying, catch me, catch me. Like, it depends. Like, some of them don't want to be caught, whereas others are like, hey, look what I'm doing.
I think even, like, Ted Bundy, he kind of enjoyed the fame a little bit.
I felt so bad for his mother.
I think
when he
all of
came
them
out.
kind of do, don't they?
There's, yeah.
Well, most,
Yeah.
I would say, most.
Well, they think
They
they're
want-
really awesome.
And they want to be somebody sometimes, too. It starts with, like, them being, like, you know, insecure about themselves.
yeah.
Well, Ted
Sometimes.
Bundy was like so handsome, and on the outward, people were like, "Wow, look at this guy." But inside, he was so insecure that he was doing things to kind of say, like, "I matter. Like, I can actually do this stuff. Like, and you can't stop me." So that's the difference. I
sure.
think they're broken people who are trying to be recognized for something.
Doesn't look like he had that much.
Okay, I'm mixing. I've had beer. I've had wine.
Guess what's
I've
coming
had
up?
Shots.
Yeah.
Banana shot, yeah.
Guess what's coming up?
I definitely
Just go
can't
now.
do more banana bread. Like, the
Oh,
more
really?
you do it.
You don't like it?
No, I like it, but it's like, it almost seems like after a while, like, too sweet.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's
really
tasty,
good.
but I'm thinking, like, if I was, like, day drinking, like, could I keep going with it?
No.
I'm not sure. Like, it would be a
Too
lot,
much sugar.
I think.
No, I
Yeah.
only ever drink one beer and I'm done. I went to Craft Heads to grab this the other day. Oh my god, it took me an hour to finish one beer. I drank the blueberry beer. And I just, like, me drinking beer is like, like I start to feel like bloated, and then I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
Did you
That's
like
why
it?
I don't know how people can drink Guinness. Is that it's like, oh, it's almost just, it's just filling. So
Say
I feel
it
like
louder.
doing it- I feel like, oh god, I'm so full.
You're like, I'm drinking soy sauce. This is thick.
Yeah, it's so thick. Like, it's like you're eating
Who
soup,
can
and I
sit
can't.
there and drink Guinness?
Are we doing these or?
It's up to you guys.
I don't care.
Mid-show shot.
Okay, so here we go. Mid-show
Okay.
shots. Ready? So what are we drinking? Oh no, it's raspberry vodka.
No, is it
No, cherry.
raspberry?
Sorry, cherry.
Cherry, yeah.
Oh god. You know what? I gotta get another bottle of
Cherry's
grapefruit.
like a demon, though.
The grapefruit one, actually, you should do a grapefruit. She's never done one.
Oh, definitely.
Can you pour her a
Squash it.
grapefruit?
Yeah.
Give her a grapefruit one.
Okay.
We've all done them.
Oh.
Now you
So
get
is
to
it
decide which
special?
one's better.
It's
I
better.
like that
It's-
one better.
Yeah, it's better.
This one's the best.
I think this one might be smoother, but the grapefruit tastes better. All right, so here we go. Middle of the show. Mm-hmm. So all the dudes
Mid-show
listening, male, female, here we go. Cheers, everybody.
yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I need to hear your opinion.
No, it's like, to me, that's smoother than anything we've done.
You like it better than the Buckleys?
Oh my god. Does anyone actually like the Buckley?
He did.
Oh my.
It's,
I don't
dude.
like up.
I don't hate it.
It brings me back to my childhood when I'm like vomiting on my parents' bedspread and I'm like, help
yeah,
me,
we-
help me.
yeah, you get the flu
Yeah, I don't
and
want to
it's
do
like,
it.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
you need to listen to
Yeah.
2 episodes ago or 3 I don't even know how many ago, and you said you like that better.
I did. I sort of kind of do.
Really?
So this brings me to my, the next topic. What do you drink normally? What's your drink of choice?
Beer.
Beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
And we're
it always
recording this
is.
on International Beer Day.
That's true.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your go-to beer?
I mean, I know you guys don't like it, but Land Shark. To
I don't
me,
mind
like,
Land Shark.
No, I like Perrier too.
The, I just really like a light beer, and I actually found Land Shark when I was in Florida with a douchebag ex, and yeah, it was the best part of Florida. It was like, but it's the kind of drink I imagine when you're just lying on the beach and you want something light, and it's just like, you know. And that's where I was introduced to it, and I came here, and it was here, and I just really like something light where I'm not feeling like, you know, I'm sitting on the beach and I'm feeling full or anything like that. But yeah, I'm for sure a beer drinker. Like, that's probably 90% of what I'm drinking.
Do you prefer that over Corona?
Yeah.
On a beach?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Somebody told me, they're like, "Oh, you like Corona? You should try Land Shark." So I bought Land Shark, and it just
And you
tastes like it.
disagree?
Literally, well, to me, it tastes like Perrier.
That's, I
Like
mean,
there's no beer flavor.
It's a very mild light beer for sure.
I don't know.
If you drank that and a Corona, you could tell me that tastes the same as Corona.
No, I'm not saying it's the same. Maybe it's the lightness that I like. That the fact that it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not a heavy drink or anything. And again, as a beer drinker, like I'm not going to be the one that goes towards a Guinness or an IP. Like I'm not going to be like, "Hey, can you give me something poppy?" Like I'm not that girl, so I like the taste of beer, but I don't want like something really strong, and I'm not going to drink that
So,
coffee
I'm
shit,
like
you know?
a lager or a pilsner. Like that's where I'm
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
You don't like
Like I
Guinness?
really like what is it? Alexander Keys. Like that's to me.
But that's not an
really-
IPA.
It's not an IPA.
No,
no,
but to me
that's-
that's my go-to. Is like
more
something
lager.
that's like
it's like a lager with flavor.
Ish.
I like the reds too though. But that's the thing is that I'm not gonna go for. I'm never gonna be like the craft beer girl. Like I've done that whole thing, and I don't. To me, for me, it's like an aftertaste. That's what bugs me is that like usually when I drink, and maybe I'm not drinking the right stuff or whatever, but that's the thing. If there's an aftertaste, especially a strong one, I won't go anywhere near it because it's like if I'm thinking about doing beer after beer after beer, I don't want that like
Makes
strong
sense.
taste in
Yeah.
my mouth.
So you like whiskey? Like, do you
Yes.
have a favorite whiskey?
Canadian Club.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark.
Solid. Well,
No.
that's a good one.
No, I like Canadian Club. That's
It's
kind of what I've been
actually-
drinking forever.
It's like pretty smooth.
Yeah,
Especially
like it's,
once you get the more expensive
Mhm.
bottles.
Yes,
They're not
that's
bad.
the thing. Like,
I get that. I'm not a huge Canadian whiskey fan. Like I venture more into like scotches,
Yeah.
and I like bourbons too. But
yeah.
yeah.
So when you go on your tours, what's the craziest thing that you've ever seen? Like, has somebody ever just rushed the stage and try to hug you or like pull your hair or something?
No, you know, when it comes to stage stuff, we're protected pretty well. It's usually afterwards where you start to get the weird questions or the weird, like I've had to be excused for events. I've had to like, you know, walk away from certain people. It's usually the after party, so to speak, that you get people who are like excited to see you or have a specific question. It's never on the stage just because they're super protective of you. They're paying you to be there, so they don't want you to like, get
true.
attacked, right? So it's usually afterwards where you see the fun.
They want you to stay as long as possible.
Yeah, and they also want you to come back next year. So
Yeah, of course.
you know.
I just picture like some big black guy
Yeah.
with an earpiece and he like wraps his suit coat around you and tackles you to the ground because some strange dude's on the balcony. Has that happened?
No.
Okay, good,
No,
good.
No.
Have you had like weird female interactions?
I haven't. And you know, unfortunately the weird shit is the men.
Yeah.
It's the weird. Women are always like, "Hey, you know,
Or they
I
cry.
relate."
Yeah.
I relate. It's always I relate. Like, thank you. The men are the weird shit. I hate to break
Men
it
are
to you.
pigs.
Yeah,
Like,
we're-
let's be real.
It's not even. It's
We're a
not
bunch
Right?
of
I'm not even going to defend us.
It's not even pigs though. It's like I get some emails where like I seriously consider whether or not someone's gonna wear my skin.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
it's
you're going a
weird.
different direction with
Yeah,
it.
like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like it's weird. It's like they worship you on a level that's worrisome where you're like, well, I'm not gonna be raped. I'm gonna be like
You're gonna be turned into a sex
slave
doll.
like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in their basement. I'm not gonna be able to leave. Like it's that shit. That's
Sex
what I
doll
have
is
to
kind of
deal
my
with
dream.
it. Oh.
If I could just be a sex doll.
Kim Love right here.
Oh, here we go.
All I just want to just lay down on the couch and just be like,
So near the end of your book, you talk about how you were getting your pilot's license, and you talk about your first solo trip,
Yeah.
where you're coming in for a landing. Like, so you kind of explained it in the book, but how terrifying is it to be in a plane by yourself, landing an airplane for the first time?
You know, like, God bless those flight instructors because they really do just put all the faith in you.
were they in the plane with you?
No.
No, you're by yourself
literally-
100%.
I mean, throughout training, they have to be with you, but when to actually be licensed, you have to be in the plane alone to land. Like you have to actually be certified. Like I did this alone. So at some point they do leave you alone. They're like, hey, I think you're ready, and you're just like,
What if they're
you know,
wrong?
I don't know.
What if they misjudged you?
You know what? There was a guy in my flight school that crashed the airplane into a gas tank. So I mean, there are definitely
Oh no.
yeah, and he had to call his insurance company and all that thing. So there's definitely moments in life where you're like, well, I guess I shouldn't have left him alone.
So did he get licensed?
No.
Thank God.
Like eventually, or just not at that time?
I think he did actually eventually, but not
Yeah.
for a while. Like they had to like, well, I guess we gotta go back to the drawing board. Like, you know what I mean? You have to
Right.
start over. But when I went, I did not feel ready. Like I was I mean, I don't know if it, with instructors, it's intuition where they're like, yep, she can do this. Like, we're going to do this. Because if it was up to me, I would have been like, there's no way in hell I can do this. And he was like, well, and they don't tell you. That's the thing. Like when you go and you're doing that lesson for the day, they don't actually tell you ahead of time that you're going to be soloing on your own. So it's like a surprise, and they'll like take you around to the back and they'll be like, well, you need to do this today. So it really is like a scared out of my fucking pants situation, because
Sink or swim.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you immediately doubt yourself, and you're like, I don't know if this is the right decision. And he was like, well, we're gonna try it out, and we go. like there's no way around it. They're in charge of everything. So like, I'm telling you, like when you go up, you feel like you're alive. There's nothing better than that experience going up. But when you're up there, you're like, wow, fuck, like I have to get back down now. And there was a time during, and it really is like from takeoff to landing, it's not even 10 minutes. Like it's so quick. But when you're up there, you're like, well, I'm up here. I have no other choice but to get down. And there was a moment there where I was like, what if I can't get down? Like, what am I going to do? Like it's like crash and burn, right? And you have that moment where like you're doing the steps that were taught to you, and you're going one by one. And there was a moment where I was like, I think I just fucked this up. And when they're down there, they're literally watching you. And he said that he can, like, that's the brilliance of an instructor, is like when he's watching you go down, he can tell if you fucked up. Like if you made a mistake, he'll be like, and he said like, you know what, you went a little high at first. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, like I'm up there just trying to fucking get back down. And this guy's on the ground saying, well, Kim, like, I don't know if you should have went that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just thinking like, what the fuck? But it, like, thank God that guy had like that moment of Kim can do this, because that's when you're up there, like if you don't have that faith that somebody else believes in you, you can literally sit up there and be like, maybe I should just keep circling and hope for the best, like, you know. And that's the thing, and there's nothing sweeter than that moment when you kiss the runway and you're like, I'm back down and I literally fucking rocked this all on my own. Yeah, honestly.
That's
and I
crazy.
think, and anybody can do it. Like you guys can.
No.
Yeah, no.
I want
I don't like
Seriously,
flying.
it's
I
the
hate flying.
feeling of, well, you don't
I hate
vacation?
it. I hate it. I do, and I'm usually drunk.
I mean, I
But
feel
the
confident.
difference
Very
is,
drunk.
the difference between you going on vacation and you getting a license is you're the one in power. And I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I would rather trust myself than trust that guy. I don't even
Well,
know.
it's the same with driving. I don't like being a passenger. I like driving.
Yeah.
Because I have control of the car, so like
100%,
if something fucks up, I know I'm the one that can correct it, right? But when
Right.
I'm a passenger, I'm just like,
Exactly.
and it's the same, except there's 40,000 feet of nothingness between me and the ground.
Yes.
You can
But
crash.
there's
Yeah,
Well,
well, in a
anyway.
car, I know. Oh, here we go.
I mean,
Oh, you're
in a
more
plane
likely to
as well,
crash on the way to the airport. I get it, but
Crash.
the thing is,
your odds of survival in a crash of a car
Are
Yes.
way
Way
greater
less.
Oh yes.
than crashing in a
Yeah.
plane and surviving.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the most eye-opening experiences of learning how to fly is they get you to do spins, which is essentially falling out of the sky, and you'll go up there and they'll teach you how to drop out of the air. And I often wonder what it would be like for the farmers, because they take you like way out into the county. the farmers to sit there and watch a plane literally escalate from out of the sky. But it's one of, if you ever doubt that you can fly, that's the experience that you're going to think that you're a complete badass, because they cut the engine on you. And they're like,
crazy.
so they teach you and they teach you and they teach you, and they're like, you know, this is what it's like, because what they want you to do is, if the plane actually does fail, you need to be able to land it in like some cornfield. And
Yeah,
No,
they
fuck
want you
that.
to be in a
Right?
scenario.
Nope. Kick the
Yeah.
door and fucking jump out with a parachute.
Yeah, so they like
Not
take
fucking
you
landing.
up there in this like little 2-seater, 4-seater, and they're like, cut the engine, and you have to figure out how to take that plane from a tailspin into, now we're okay and I can land in a cornfield.
No,
And there's
that's
nothing more terrifying than that. And when you can do that, which is well before they'll ever let you land a plane all by yourself, when you can do that and feel confident, you know you can do anything. And that's the thing, is like they'll cut the engine and you're like,
Nope.
so.
There's 3 other people in the plane and I'm the pilot and the engine cuts off. I'm yelling like,
He's
good luck everybody, and
out.
I'm jumping out.
Yeah, I don't think you're the pilot if that's the
Nah,
case.
true.
Yeah,
But-
just watch Top Gun. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
They made a new one
So yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Top Gun 2. Like,
with like who was the new guy? John Hamm. John Hamm was in it.
John, no, it's
Yeah.
No.
Tom
No,
Cruise.
Tom
is
Cruise,
is
but
the
John
guy,
Hamm was
yeah.
in it too.
Is he in it too?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a
I don't
solid
think
actor.
it is, though.
Eh,
I don't know if you're right, but
I'm looking
it's,
it up
It's
right now.
Goose's son who tends Top Gun.
How is that possible? Goose died. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert
Who's
from
his son?
1987.
Well, no.
Did he have a
Who's
kid
his
before he
son?
Yeah,
died?
he had a son before.
Was that in the first
Yeah,
show?
they had multiple kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in the first
Yeah.
first movie?
Yeah.
They did have multiple.
Confirmed?
kids.
Confirmed. 100%.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Great
don't
balls
know.
of fire.
That's confident.
Tom Cruise looks pretty good though.
John
Who would be
Hamm
your
plays
taste in man?
Cyclone in
Sorry?
Top Gun
Who would
2021.
be your
That's like
taste
his call
in man
sign?
if
Just
you were a
saying.
Celebrity.
I believe it. Like, I mean, you can't.
No, you didn't. You said
Chris
you
Pratt?
think I'm wrong.
I didn't say
Brad
that.
Pitt?
Yeah, you did.
No.
Go fucking back on the tape. All right, so Kim, before we end this here, we like to find out what your socials are so people can find you. So if they want to find you on socials, where do they go?
Everything as far as like Instagram, Facebook, and I'm starting up a YouTube channel in a couple of weeks. It's all at The Real Kimberly Love, and that's how you can find me on socials. My website is kimmylove.com. That's KIMMILOVE.com.
And then they can find your radio show, Crushing
Everything-
40.
Yeah, if you go on my website, you can find links to everything. So,
Oh, you have it all there.
yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
That's the socials. Go look her up. And if you want to find us, the two dudes, just go to our website. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Go to twodudesandamic.com. Doesn't matter how you spell two because we own it all. So here we go. So we're going to do our final shots right here. So everybody listening, all the dudes, male, female, here we go, everybody. Cheers. Kim, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Cheers guys. Cheers.